Okay, Mark Martin joins us. He drives the number 5 GoDaddy.com Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports, currently 11th in points. Mark is the defending race champion and is with 5 victories here at Michigan. Tops among active drivers in the Sprint Cup Series at Michigan. So, Mark, talk about coming back to a place where you're defending race champion.
Well, we've always loved this racetrack and definitely ran strong both races last year here, and I look forward to going to the racetrack every week with this group. So, every week's a new challenge, and we're ready to get started.
Questions for Mark Martin. If you have one, raise your hand. We'll bring you the wireless microphone. Who's got a question for Mark? Right here in the blue shirt.
Hi, Mark. Vito Puglisi, FrontStretch.com.
Hey, Vito.
How's it going? Quick questions. Ever since it was announced that Kasey Kahne would be taking over the 5 in 2012, you've consistently said that you would be in the car full-time next year, but many in the media have suggested otherwise. Does that bother you at all? And have you had any change of heart regarding ownership come 2012? And are you still interested in a full-time schedule?
I'm not letting it bother me, but last year I would say that I checked on what was going on in the racing world every single day, and I've stopped doing that. So it has affected me, to some degree. So I'm just I'm watching less of it on TV and reading less of it on the internet as of right now. I have to say that options are in the beginning stages of formulating for what 12 would bring, with not a very high sense of urgency, since I've actually made it clear that I'm going to be driving the 5 car next year. So it's still real early to talk about 12, and I don't think that anything that we had initially had kind of thrown up in the air works great with me driving the 5 car in 11, and me getting involved in some other way with some other team, although you never know what might happen. For the time being, I've kind of just said, let's just wait until this time next year. I'll have a more clear picture, but very well may not have a decision. I'm going to drive something in 2012. It will be what excites me and what motivates me, and seems like fun. And that may be a team that needs to take a step, or who knows? It might be another deal like the 5 car. Who knows? I mean, I can't say. I've already answered questions before and then looked like a goof, so I'm going to be careful and not answer any questions of what I think I might like to do or whatever, because you don't really get to choose these options. They come up, and when one comes up and you say, yeah, by the way, I think I like that one, that's what I'm going to do.
Let's go Mark Allman and then Bob Pockrass.
Mark Allman, NASCAR.com. Mark, it's been anniversary of 2 years since Dale Earnhardt Jr. Won here. You're close to the situation. What are your thoughts and what's going on there?
Well, it's really, really hard to win in this series, no matter how well you run. Just look at how well Jeff Gordon has run the first half of the season without getting a win. It's just amazing. So, I think it's underestimated by so many people, how difficult it is to win these races. and how little things interrupt. They have run good enough to win some races last year, and they've run well in some races this year. Many of them have been foiled by one little issue here or one little issue there. They are dug in, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. is driving. In my eyes, he's driving harder than any race car driver out there. I can see it clear as day how bad he wants it when I'm on the racetrack with him. But things just all the stars haven't lined up for that to work out yet.
Bob Pockrass, and then Claire.
Bob Pockrass, SceneDaily.com. Obviously, you're friends with Joey Logano. I was curious if you felt like he ever had the reputation of being too giving on the track and needed to kind of show more, I guess, muscle per se. And did any of last weekend's events surprise you?
No, on the first question, which is he too giving? He is certainly not. He's a firm, hard competitor that races fair with great intensity. It's unfortunate that he's had multiple run-ins with a couple of different drivers. I'm not sure exactly, why that has happened, but as far as after the race goes, I was surprised to see his ferocity. I loved seeing Tom Logano's reaction, and I'm a dad. Okay, and anybody who would criticize that, a lot of them aren't dads. I have a son. I have a son that competed, and not only in racing but in hockey too. And I stood up one day, yelled at him, hit him with the stick when he was playing hockey, and the kid's dad was standing next to me, and I didn't care. So I'm a dad, okay. And I'm a Tom Logano fan as well. So,
Claire B.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius NASCAR Radio. We talk every week about the green-white checkered, and that every week we ask you about it. But last week, it was like 20-some laps to go, and the racing was so darn intense. And I wonder how much more intense it can get, or if folks are going to figure out they're going to have to settle down a bit, because it just gets to be mayhem. I wonder what your thoughts about that.
I think that the finish of the race at Pocono, I'm just going to use rough numbers. We see stuff like that 1 in every 4 races today, and I think in 5 years we'll see 1 in every other race like that, and in 10 years every race will be like that. That's where the sport is headed, and that's what we're going to do. I mean, when you put that many cars on the lead lap, and you boil it down, you're always going to have cautions at the end of these races because we're going to run over one another. And once we start that, then it's going to continue till they can get the checkered flag out. And point of view, it probably is more fun. So that's I think what's most important is the spectator's point of view.